सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम बोलो स्वामी सद्गुरु शिवानंद महाराज की जय। ओम बोलो स्वामी विष्णु देवानंद महाराज की जय। हरि ओम तत्सत। ओम नमः शिवाय। I offer my pranams to the lotus feet of our masters. I pray our masters give us all the understanding. It's Swami who speaks. It's Swami who listens through all of us. Hari Om Tat Sat. We are beginning chapter 4. So earlier we've seen first chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yogam, where Arjuna explains his internal confusions, his restlessness, his grief. It is clearly explaining Arjuna's grief about his ignorance about his duties, which led him to deep sorrow, his fear, his obstacles, all were explained in the chapter 1. Second chapter was Sankhya Yogam. In the chapter it is Yoga of Knowledge, Sankhya Yogam, where Bhagavan gives solution, Satchidananda Swarupam. It's a glimpse which all these would be explained in detail in the later chapter also. But Bhagavan is giving the Satchidananda Rupam in second chapter, which was one of the important chapter. Sat means existence, Chit consciousness, and Anand pure bliss. Self is the pure bliss. So Atma is not made up of time, or it's not made up of matter. We are the meaning the self is the Atman, and we have identified with this body and mind and intellect, and we feel that we are someone else. Third chapter is Karma Yogam. In the Karma Yogam, Krishna tells through action only that is the best path for the enlightenment, and Krishna says take the right path, and what are all the obstacles in that path, and how do you overcome systematically, where the enemies will reside, and how do you attack, and how do we overcome. All these were explained in the Karma Yoga. In the Karma Yoga, there Krishna explains about 5 important things: Samatva Buddhi, Swadharma Buddhi, Samarpana Buddhi, Asanga Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi. What he says, perform your duties and responsibilities as a worship to the Lord, as a complete dedication to God. Whatever the result comes, take it as prasad. Then when you get this clearly, then our mind becomes more peaceful, and that peaceful mind is eligible to sit for meditation. Otherwise there will be always conflict in the meditation. And also Krishna explains in the third chapter how not to come under the sway of likes and dislikes, how this Kama Esha and Krodha Esha have to be technique. He also explained, Bhagavan also explained the techniques and methods to overcome these two. In the fourth chapter, Bhagavan will be explaining, Krishna would be talking to us, explaining us who is Ishvara, who is that God, whom to dedicate, and how do we understand what is my nature, how do I understand what is my role and responsibilities. So this is what is explained in fourth chapter. With this background, we'll get into fourth chapter. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Ata Chaturthodhyayaha. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Imam Vivasvate Yogam. Proktavanaha Avyayam. Vivasvan Manave Praha. Munirikshvakave Bravit. So this fourth chapter is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam. It's ending action in knowledge. So Krishna says I taught this imperishable yoga. He called everything as yoga. Sankhya yoga, yoga of knowledge, karma yoga, the yoga of action. Bhagavan calls everything as yoga. So Krishna says that I taught this imperishable yoga to Vaivasvan. Vivasvate. Vaivasvan is sun god. So Krishna taught this to sun, and sun taught this to Manu. Manu is the first mankind, the first human who got in this earth. Manu in turn taught this to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is the son of Manu. Manu has various sons, but Ikshvaku is the son whom he taught. He is the ancestor of this solar dynasty. He ruled Ayodhya for a long time, Ikshvaku. So Ikshvaku learned this from his father Manu, and that is how this knowledge is being passed down. It comes from the parampara. It comes from that lineage. I revealed this first to the sun god. So, Bhagavan explains the parampara of this knowledge, imam yogam, the yoga which I revealed in the second chapter and in the third chapter as karma yoga, that knowledge is avyayam, that knowledge is eternal. The knowledge which I gave to you now is already been given to Vivaswan, to the sun god. I revealed that knowledge to the sun god. Vivaswan Manave Praha. Vivaswan is the one who resides in Manave Praha, in all. Manu is the first, Manu is the first humankind. So Manu learnt this from Vivaswan, from whom all the mind, from Manu all the human beings are evolved. Manu and Chatrupa are husband and wife. So Manu and Chatrupa. This Manu is learned from the sun god. So we are from Manu, this parampara, this lineage, this knowledge is passed on to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is a two-letter word. Iksh plus Vak. Ikshu means the senses, the eyes. Vak means speech. So all are organs of perception. So from Ikshvaku, Ikshvaku is the first king of this solar dynasty. We know two dynasties, solar dynasty and lunar dynasty. Rama was born in solar dynasty and Krishna was born in lunar dynasty. In solar dynasty began with sun god. After sun god, earth and everything else have come. So this, from the sun god, the knowledge that I passed on, that imperishable thing that I passed on to sun god, from that sun god the knowledge flew in the parampara to Manu. From Manu it went on to his son Ikshvaku, from Ikshvaku to the rest. So there are two paramparas, Kshatriya parampara and Upanishads explain about Brahmana parampara. Here Bhagavan talks about only the Kshatriya parampara, where Bhagavan says that is Sat Chit Ananda. So the speciality of this human evolution, the human being, is our mind, the ability to think, the ability to understand, the ability to judge. Everything is from the mind. That is why there is human being. Otherwise, it would be Jantu or Prani. The Manushya means they have the ability to communicate, ability to contemplate, ability to understand a language and speak a language. So that is what he also explains, Krishna also explains in the last sloka of Karma Yoga in the third chapter, that when our mind is calm and peaceful, then this intelligence, through that meditation, this intelligence is revealed. So Manushya is the evolved. Manushya has come from this Manu, who is the first human being. From there, Manushyan has come. So from there, this parampara, this lineage has come. From sun, I taught to sun god, Surya Bhagavan, and from sun it passed on to Manu. From Manu, it gets passed on to the Ikshvaku, the king, and from there it gets passed on to the other Manushyas. Slokam number 2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaf parantapa. Evam, in this way, the knowledge has come from parampara praptam. Through the tradition, the knowledge has come. Wise man never claims that he knows everything. When you go to a wise person and you ask them, how do you know? That person will say, I learned this from my guru. If you ask that guru, he will say, I learned from this guru. And from there, no one claims that they are the owner of that knowledge. They always say they learned from their guru, and ultimately it is from God only. Only ignorant people who say that, no, I know everything. But wise men, they never say that I know everything. So this knowledge is not created by any human being, Partha. It is being revealed by me to that Supreme. It is always revealed from that parampara. Para, apara. Para means supreme, apara means lower. It is always from the higher to the lower. It's a continuous tradition. From there, it gets flowed from the top to the bottom. Rajarshayo, Raja Rishi. Raja means royal path. Now, they also become Rishi. When they get that enlightenment, they get Rishi. Rishi means who have understood this knowledge, who got evolved, who got revealed this knowledge. So, Rajarshayo, Raja Rishi. Evam parampara praptam imam Rajarshayo viduhu. It came down from that top. Sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaf parantapa. Krishna says parantapa means it is Arjuna's name. One who is a warrior, parantapa, Arjuna. This yoga, this knowledge got destroyed. Nashta, yogo nashtaha. This got spoiled, this got destroyed by the Sakale neha, by the long lapse of time. Krishna is not blaming anybody. Nobody to be blamed for this, Arjuna. By the lapse of time, it got lost. It got destroyed. Like how this electricity, when it is being carried out from the one place and to the another, during the transport, there are loss of thing. The same way, from there, when it got passed on, it gets lost. Any parampara, Krishna is not blaming. Because of the long passage of time, this yoga which I revealed to Vaivashwan, the sun god, there are a lot of misunderstanding and confusions happened. So whatever that I revealed, that wonderful knowledge now got lost. Everywhere it is a chaos now. It is because of that long passage of time. He is not blaming anybody. Slokam number 3. Sa evayam maya tedya yogah proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam hetaduttamam. Sa evayam, the same knowledge which I revealed, maya te adya yogaha proktah puratanaha. Puratanaha, it's ancient. It's not something new that I'm revealing to you, Arjuna. Bhagavan says, maya, by me, te adya, today, I am revealing this yogaha, this knowledge. Proktaha means I am revealing. Puratanaha, it is not something new. This is what exactly I reveal. This is the truth. This is the science of truth. This is what I exactly revealed to Sun God, and that is what I am telling you now, Arjuna. Why I am telling you now? Bhaktosi me sakha cheti, because you are my bhakta, you are my devotee. Bhaktosi me Sakha cheti. Sakha means friend. You are my friend. Arjuna, you are my Bhakta and you are my friend. Both Arjuna and Krishna, they felt this friendship. Krishna also felt that Arjuna as his friend. Arjuna also felt that Krishna as his friend. So Krishna, Bhagavan sees the devotee and the friend in Arjuna. So he is revealing all the secret of truth. Swami finds that Arjuna is fully devoted to him and that he will certainly follow the teachings of whatever the teachings that Krishna is showing him. Certainly Arjuna will follow the path that is being guided to him. That confidence Bhagavan had in Arjuna, so he revealed this secret. The relationship between the teacher and the student. Student is the one who is being taught. The teacher is one who is teaching. The teacher and the student, it should always be cordial. It should always have love. It should always have freedom, friendship, respect. It should have mutual understanding. Krishna felt all this in Arjuna and he felt Arjuna is the best fit to be shared this secret, the science of truth. The teacher and student relationship is just not a commercial arrangement that you pay money, I teach. No. It is not like that. It is with lot of love, freedom, friendship, respect, mutual understanding, sharing everything. Arjuna has shared everything. Krishna, I am feeling restlessness. My whole body is shaking. I'm going to sit. I'm giving up. Why is he able to share everything? Because he sees that complete freedom to share in that friend Krishna. So Arjuna saw that friendship in Bhagavan and Bhagavan also saw that friendship in Arjuna. He revealed that secret. Now Arjuna never raised a doubt. He doesn't have a doubting mind. He doesn't have doubt on Krishna's, Bhagavan's teachings. He questions. He's only having a questioning mind. He wants to know. He says, I don't know, Krishna, tell me this. That is what he is telling. He never doubts Krishna's teaching. So Krishna says that the same ancient yoga that has been taught by me to you today is what the same secret, that supreme secret, Rahasyam Uttamam, that supreme secret is being taught by me to the sun god. Slokam number 4. Arjuna vacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvataha katametat tvijaniyam tvamadau proktavaniti. Arjuna is asking, Arjuna vacha, Arjuna is saying, Krishna, aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvataha. Aparam means your janma was recent. Vivasvan, the sun god, was born much prior to you. So with respect, Arjuna is asking, Katametat vijaniyam. Krishna, how am I to understand that you reveal this knowledge to sun god? See how is he asking? He is not doubting. He is not asking, oh, you are born only now. Sun god is there long time back. So how could you teach? No. How am I to understand? Katam etat vijaniyam. How should I understand, Krishna, that you reveal the knowledge to sun god? Tvamado proktavan iti. Tvam means you. Ado, previously proktavan iti, meaning you only taught. How am I to understand? Later was your aparam, latest was your birth. Prayer was the birth of the sun god. So how am I to understand that you taught this yoga in the beginning to sun god? Slokam number 5. Shri Bhagavanu vacha bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. Parantapa is name of Arjuna. Bahuni, many. many births, many janmani, bahuni janmani, many births, me vyatitani. This is not my first birth, Arjuna. I have taken many births before also. Not only me, Arjuna, tava Arjuna, tavacha Arjuna, not only me, you too, you also have taken many births. I have bahuni me vyatitani janmani. I have taken many births. Tavacha Arjuna. Arjuna, tavacha. You too have taken many births. The main difference is Tanyaham Veda Sarvani. I know Sarvani means all. Tanyaham Veda. Veda means I know. I know all of them. I know all my births. Natvam Veta Parantapa. Na Tvam Veta. Tvam means you. No, you don't know. You don't know your previous births. Parantapa. Parantapa is a great warrior. The name given to Arjuna. Parantapa. Many births I have taken. Not only me, you have also taken many births. But the difference is Tanyaham Veda. I know all my births. Sarvani, all my births. But you don't know your previous births. Why we don't know? We also, like Arjuna, we also would have taken many births. Why we don't remember? Because of the impurities of our mind. Because of our identification with this body. We fail to remember our past lives. Not only past life, we don't even remember our childhood many a times. From the dream we get up for a few hours, the dream we will remember. After some time, we forget. So not only the previous birth, we don't even remember the recent past what is happening. That is all because of our impurities of our mind. I remember all of them because of my Jnana Shakti, which you don't have, so you don't remember, Arjuna. Slokam number 6. Ajopi sannavyayatma bhutanamishvaropi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavam yatma mayaya. Ajaha means unborn. By nature, I am unborn. He has explained this in the chapter 2 also. For Atma, there is no death. Only for this physical body, there is birth and death. Once this physical body perishes, this Atma go back home. They say bye-bye to this physical body and they go back home and they get into another body. So there is no death for this Atma. Ajaha means unborn. By nature, I am Ajaha. In the second chapter, we have seen Krishna says, Ajo Nitya Sashvatoyam Puranaha. There is no birth or death to that self, that supreme, because that is Sat Chit Ananda. That is always in supreme bliss. Because of our impurities, we don't realize. Because we are getting attached to this body and mind, we don't realize that self. Avyayatma, that imperishable. That is imperishable. There is no change. Avyayatma, there is no change that takes place in that nature of self. Bhutanam Ishwaropi san. Bhutanam. All these devatas, these bhutas, all these devatas, Ishwaropi san. I am the controller of all beings. Arjuna, I am the Ishvara. I am the controller of all these that is happening around the world. Bhagavan says, I am the Ishvara. I am the controller of this entire world. All the devatas here, Ishvara means that supreme, that supreme consciousness. All the devatas, I am the ultimate controller. Prakritim swam adhishtaya. Prakritim swam adhishtaya. By controlling my nature, Trigunatmika, we have seen this 3 gunas, Sattvagunam, Rajogunam, Tamasgunam. So 3 gunas. By controlling, by holding by controlling my nature, Trigunatmika, by controlling this nature, I manifest. Sambhavami. Atmaya Mayaya. All this Maya, I manifest. I Sambhavami. I manifest. And in all, I manifest in this Maya, the power, I manifest in various form. So although I am unborn, the Lord of all living entities, I am the Lord of all living entities. It is not only human being, for the entire living entities, I am the Lord. And have an imperishable nature, avyayatma. There is no perishable, there is no destruction to it. Imperishable, avyayatma. Yet I appear in this world. Still, Prakritim Swamadishtaya. Yet I appear in this world by virtue of Yoga Maya. Because of this Yoga Maya, because of this Maya, my divine power, I appear. Though I am Ajaha, I am unborn. Though I am the Lord for all living entities, Bhutani, Sarva Bhutani, all living entities. Though I have an imperishable nature, Avyayatma, I still appear in this world by virtue of this Yoga Maya, by my divine power. With this sloka, we'll end today's chapter, today's session. We'll see from slokam number 7 tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock. Keeping our eyes closed. We started chapter 4 today, which is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam, ending action in knowledge. Having explained the yoga of knowledge, having explained the yoga of action, Krishna will explain the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam in chapter 4. We'll chant Om 3 times and close today's session. Om. Om. Trayambakam yajamahe sugantim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityon mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugantim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityon mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugantim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityon mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarvesham Swastir-bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir-bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam-bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam-bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukhabhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Salutations to our masters. Om Bolo Swami Sadguru Shivananda Maharaj ki Jai. Om Bolo Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Have a beautiful evening.